Hey everybody, just give me one moment and I'll be right back, okay? I'll give people a moment to chance to set up. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So good to be with you. So good to be back again. I really enjoyed our connection yesterday and all that was shared yesterday. I really appreciate people's feedback. I really appreciate the great feedback people have been giving between the shows, private messages. I read everything that people share, the comments that people share. It's really valuable to have feedback. Hi, Anthony. Good to see you again. Feedback's really valuable. It helps us to gauge what we want to create together. So, this is really good tea. This is yogi tea. And I believe the name of the tea is called Stress Relief, which seems like a good universal tea. And great to see you, Zara. So good to see you again as well. On the tea bag, it says, "Live with reverence for yourself and others." And that seemed like a good motto a good credo to follow. So I thought, okay, I can do that. Live with reverence for yourself and others. We'll get into that more. I want to tell you about a really great session I had with someone this morning and some things that were revealed in that time. Really, Tots? Your favorite? It's good. It tastes really good. And I feel peaceful, so perhaps it has its efficacy is real in its claim of stress relief. So let's just take a couple minutes. Oh, I wanted to say too that the show yesterday was really great, and I thought it was really powerful. It was transmitted, and I noticed like the shirt I had on was like a little too tight for me, and it kind of created this kind of feeling of like I had some sort of like male cleavage or something. So I apologize for that, but I have a much looser garments on today, and I trust that the quality, the vitality, the efficacy, the power of what was transmitted was felt, regardless of the tight or looseness of the clothing. And we're going to have some powerful transmission today. So it's great to be able to share this way because I'm able to share my humor in a way that I really can't share, I don't feel in the same way through Facebook posts. And I have a chance to go into things more deeply and more more breadth and depth in what's being shared, and have a chance for interaction and communication with everyone. You know, the sense of humor and play is such an inherent part of my life and who I am and what I share. And as we share, I just hope and I intend that that's transmitted. That there's a playfulness, there's a aliveness, there's a fun, there's a sense of fun, there's a silliness, there's a a humor that's here, that's alive, and is important to feel underneath that the tone of what's being shared is transmitted, so what's felt isn't feel like it's so heavy, or it's something you have to be thinking, overthinking, because what we're really going to open to as we go further in this global community, in this multinational community that's forming here day by day, is we're going to open to this essence that is not of the mind, is not something that can be understood or comprehended by the mind. So it blows you open. It blows you open on this level. It blows you open on this level. It blows you open on every chakra. It blows you open in the core of your being. So it doesn't mean that you come from the space and you necessarily know more. It actually, as you come into this space more and more, the embedded knowledge, the embedded belief systems, the embedded thought structures, even the so-called spiritual belief systems, the spiritual thought structures, all of that starts to open and expand. And in that openness, in that unknowing, something new is allowed to enter. Something new is allowed to enter that wasn't able to enter before because there wasn't the space for it to enter. And what's allowed to enter is the intelligence, the universal creative intelligence, also known as God, is able to enter and come into being. This intelligence that imbues and informs all things is infinite. It's inside what makes the flowers grow. It's inside what makes the ocean waves move. It's inside what makes the stars circulate, what makes the sun and the moon go around, and the earth. What makes rabbits hop through the prairies, makes the dew form in the fields in the early spring. And this same intelligence is inside us. It's inside you. It's inside me. And we have the access to it. We have the access to it, to tune into it wherever we're from. So if people have questions that are related to what I'm sharing, I'll answer them. And if people have questions that aren't related to what I'm sharing, I won't answer them. So just have that awareness that we're going a certain direction, and it's a train, and it's going a certain direction, and it's going the most amazing, beautiful, magical, miraculous direction. And this train doesn't get steered off course. It just goes. It's like has its own momentum, but it's an intelligent sense of direction. So we're opening to this intelligence that's inside essence of all things, and it's inside you, and it's inside me. And this intelligence, when we have present moment awareness, when we're present, when we're alive, when we're awake, when we're attuned right now, this intelligence knows what to do. In each and every moment, it knows what to do. This essence of God, Allah, Spirit, knows what to do beyond the mind, beyond the little tiny thinking mind, beyond the knowledge of the past. Because thinking, knowledge, is based on the past. And what's happening now is not the same as what was happening yesterday or the day before or the day before that or the year before that, the week before that. So when we're spinning in the realm of knowledge, we're spinning in the past. You ever meet someone that's spinning in the past? They're not very enjoyable to be with, are they? You ever meet someone that's spinning in the present? Amazing fun, amazing, riveting, vitality, aliveness, sensuality, expansiveness, incredible, vast imagination, creative energy that's endless and infinite, arising in the present moment and coming through right now, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment. And in the present moment is where we create the future. In this present moment is where we create the future. The future is created in the now. And there's such joy in the aliveness and the creative energy and the vitality of creating the future in the now that it doesn't really even matter to us that much at this point what the future outcome is, because there's such fulfillment in being in the moment, in being in the creative energy here and now. So this moment is enough to be in the game, to be a note in the song, to be an instrument in the orchestra. In this moment, here and now, is fulfillment itself. To be a part of the creative process is fulfillment itself. And at the same time, to realize the essence of yourself that is unchanging, that is unmoved, that is infinite, that is formless, that is boundless, that is spaceless, that is timeless, that is the ground of being from which every single creative thought, creative idea, creative imagining, emotion, action, thought, feeling expresses itself from and arises back into. When we realize this infinite essence of who we are, then that's when this creative energy can come through. And that's when, like we were talking about yesterday, you have the sense of the depth of peace and the depth of passion together as one. The peace and the passion, not two separate things, but together as one. And from this place, from this sense of this boundless, timeless now, and being a clear channel for this intelligence to move through us in this boundless, timeless now, the magic and the miracles arise and are brought into being. Time for a sip of stress relief tea. So let's just breathe that in for a moment. And just feel that essence that's ever present, that's here, that's alive. That's the essence of who we are. Beyond words. Breathe. And sometimes it's good to take a deep inhalation and we do like a sigh when we exhale. So let's all take a deep inhalation together. And exhale. I wanted to share quickly about a really great session, or maybe not quickly, maybe slowly or quickly, or fast or not fast at all. I wanted to share about a really great session I had this morning with a woman who wants to lose weight. And when someone wants to lose weight is great because it's such a practical, tangible goal that it's very measurable, unlike when people are going through things that are emotional or on a relational level, or they're going through things on thought patterns and belief systems. It can be a little bit more difficult to gauge or to assess or to measure or to calculate. But with something that's physical, you can tangibly know, okay, here's where we started, here's where we're going. Here's where we started, here's where we're going. So in that intention, I found some things that are really powerful that came forward. So this is a woman who's 300 pounds and wants to lose weight, right? And it's coming into a kind of a severe state of she's in sort of a danger zone if she doesn't lose weight. What will happen? And the thing that you want to do is, it's what's so fascinating is, to go back to what I said earlier, creating the future out of the now. Creating the future out of the now, right? So what's the future? She says, I want to feel like energized, and I want to feel beautiful, and I want to feel sexy, and I want to feel energy, and I want to feel stamina, and I want to feel strong, and I want to feel flexibility, right? Can you access the place where those energies are alive and available now? And can you feel the essence of what that feels like now, right? And in feeling the essence of what that feels like now, how do you live? What do you do every day? What's your day like? What's your morning like? What's your afternoon like? What's your evening like? If you're really strong and you're really fit and you're in shape and you're vital and you're beautiful and you're sexy and you're alive and you're strong and you're flexible and you're energized, what is your day like? What are you doing? Definitely what you're doing, the way you're living your life, your lifestyle is totally different than someone who feels like they're really fat and they're really slow and they're depressed and they're suppressed and they don't have any energy and so forth and so on. So how do we get from that place to this place, right? These two people are just doing two different, they have two different ways of living. So it's not some complicated, complex thing of like, oh, I need to figure out the way. We all know the way. The way is simple and obvious. Exercise, diet, rest, and relaxation. Those are the only three elements to physical health. There's no other elements to physical health. The mind is absolutely related to physical health. The mind and the body are one. So the mind is completely related. The emotional body, the spiritual, all are interrelated. But from a strictly physical aspect, you're exercising, you're watching primarily your diet and your exercise, are the two primary components to losing weight, right? But it's actually doing it consistently every day. So how do you do it consistently every day? You have to actually embody yourself as the kind of person that feels it every day. It's like becoming a different person, right? So in becoming that person and accessing that now and embodying that now and living from that place now, you are that now. And then the weight just falls off over time. But you've already made the shift inside yourself. You've already made the shift in your consciousness that I am a person that's vital, that's healthy, that's alive, that's strong, that's sexy, that's energized, that has stamina. You make that shift in yourself now, and you feel that now, and the rest just takes place over time. But the change has already happened, and then you're living from that place day after day, moment by moment, week by week, month by month, and the physical self changes to align itself with that truth over time. A drink of stress relief tea for a moment. So that shift in consciousness is what's primary. And then changing your lifestyle that's aligned with that shift in consciousness. Now what's really interesting, the last point on this, is when you come up to that space of change and transformation, first of all, we try to avoid that way of change and transformation by making it seem like it's complicated or it's complex or we don't know how to do it. All that's just a way to avoid the truth of making that change and making that shift. And when we come up to that space, which is what happened today in my session, there's this feeling of like, I'm excited, but I'm also really terrified. You know, she said it's easier to stay in this rut I've been in. It feels easier to stay in these old patterns, these old belief systems, these old conditionings, than to make the shift, than to make the change into something new, to a new opening in my life. To which I said, well, first of all, thank you for the authenticity, because that's what most people feel, right? When we're stuck in a rut, that's what a rut is. It feels easier to be in it, even though it's unhealthy, even though it's serving us in an unhealthy, conscious way, than to make a change into something new. And the realization is, we are afraid of what? We are afraid of the unknown, which is new. Whatever's new is unknown. So we're afraid of the unknown. And we are afraid of our own empowerment. We are afraid of our own empowerment. We're afraid of our own ability to take responsibility for our life. We're afraid of our own ability to live consciously. We're afraid of our own ability to not blame other people for what we're experiencing. And when we start to face that fear and encounter that fear and realize that's holding us back, that's limiting us from the full expansion and expression of who we are in this world, then we're able to transcend it when we come face to face with it. So to be in this, to catapult, to take the leap into this full expression, this full authentic expression, this full self-actualization from the space of self-realization in this world, is to come from a place that embraces the unknown, day by day, moment by moment, that lives in the unknown, that breathes in the unknown, that's excited by the unknown, that embraces the adventure of the unknown. The unknown is like with you at every step you take, and it's the most exciting place to live. And what's good about that is it's actually the truth of existence. So it's exciting because it's what's real and true. Nobody does know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next. But when we open and relax and allow this intelligence to come through us, this intelligence knows what to do. So the thinking mind, and I'm pointing here just metaphorically because that's what people usually do when they talk about thinking, doesn't have to control everything that's going to happen in the future, or understand everything that's going to happen in the future, or manipulate, or try to shift, or kind of, prepare for. It's just this relaxed openness of allowing the intelligence to come through moment by moment. And that's what allows this opening to a whole new level of life to come into being. And these shifts happen with people I work with all the time on the conscious level in all different aspects. But to work with someone that's primary goal is to lose weight is exciting because we'll actually be able to mark the results, from beginning to end, from before to after. So I asked her to take a picture of herself today, and we'll mark this day as the beginning of her new life, and then we'll take an after picture once she makes that shift to her goal and to the energy she wants to embody and express in the world, which is so exciting and inspiring to support people in making these shifts in their lives. And when we talked about making this shift, she said, well, I hope that it happens. And I said, well, hope, if you look at that word hope closely, there's fear in it. It means I like it to happen, but there's lots of different external factors, and that could derail it, and maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. So there's not a lot of necessary power in it. It's better than not hoping, but to really feel the confirmation of this is what's going to happen, this is the way it's going to be, and I'll find out the how second, allowing the how to come second. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm called to go. This is what's going to come into being. I already feel the truth of it now. I feel the energy of it now. I feel the frequency of it now. I feel the vibration of it now, as if it's already done. Not in a mental sense of a mind game or some sort of mental manipulation. That's not going to work because that reinforces the fact that it's not the energy that you're in. But to actually tune into it, to feel the vibration of it now, and this is what's happening, and this is the way it's going to be, and I'll figure out the how day by day, step by step, to tune my lifestyle to bring it into the manifest world. While realizing the essence that doesn't need anything, that is fulfilled in and of itself, the spiritual essence of who you are. So you're expressing yourself in the world not from a place of lack anymore, which is what so many of the teachings and self-improvement and motivational speakers are really engaging people from that egoic sense of lack, but you're coming from the sense of overflowing, from abundance, from feeling called to express your excitement, your inspiration, your passion, your authentic sense of self in the world. Anyone have any questions, comments, anything they'd like to share in your writing mechanism? breathe that in. So 2 more deep breaths. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's set the intention to carry this energy forward with us the rest of the day, to share with whoever we come in contact with. We share this presence, this awakening, this openness with them through our presence, through our energy, through our vibrational frequency, through the essence of who we are, through the authentic expression of who we are. And we carry it forward with us until we meet again tomorrow. Wish you a beautiful day, feeling the love that is the essence of who we are together, and see you same time tomorrow.